Bujang Senang, the 25 feet saltwater crocodile of Brunei. Bujang Senang is a name that has struck terror into the hearts of many and has become a legend in the annals of crocodile lore. This notorious crocodile haunted the rivers and swamps of Malaysia, specifically in the state of Sarawak on the island of Borneo. While the name Bujang Senang translates to happy bachelor, there was nothing joyous about this formidable predator. Instead, Bujang Senang earned a grim reputation as one of the most feared creatures in the region, known for its immense size, eerie appearance, and a series of gruesome attacks on humans. Bujang Senang was reputed to be a massive saltwater crocodile, potentially stretching up to 25 feet in length, with some reports even suggesting it might have been longer. Its distinctive feature was its unusual coloration, a white or pale back, that set it apart from other crocodiles and added to its menacing mystique. Villagers recounted that the crocodile's back was as wide as 45 inches, marking it as a true giant among its kind. This striking appearance, combined with its enormous size, fueled the local legends and fears surrounding the creature. Throughout history, stories of man-eating crocodiles have fascinated and horrified people. Recent infamous examples include Lolong, a 20-foot saltwater crocodile from the Philippines believed to have killed several villagers, and Gustav, a Nile crocodile rumored to have taken over 300 lives. However, Bujang Senang stands out as a particularly notorious figure in this grim pantheon of predators. It was reported to have the longest skull of any recorded saltwater crocodile, and its reign of terror lasted decades, leading some to believe it was more than just an ordinary animal. It was a demon of sorts, driven by a relentless hunger for human flesh. The terrifying legend of Bujang Senang came to a dramatic head on June 26, 1982. A farmer named Bagan and his brother Kabir set out on a shrimp fishing expedition in a remote river. Although Kabir was eager to return home, Bagan insisted on staying to catch more shrimp. As Bagan waded deeper into the river, he stepped on what he initially thought was a log. But before Kabir could respond, a thunderous explosion erupted from the water, sending a massive splash over their boat. In the blink of an eye, Bagan vanished from sight. Kabir, peering over the edge of the boat, saw a massive shadow moving in the water, with Bagan clamped in its jaws. The creature was a gigantic crocodile with a distinctive white back, longer than Kabir's 20-foot boat. Overcome by desperation and bravery, Kabir plunged into the water, attempting to grapple with the crocodile's spiked tail. Despite his courageous efforts, the crocodile proved too powerful. Kabir was forced to let go as he struggled to breathe, and when he returned to the boat, the crocodile and his brother had disappeared without a trace. The next day, rumors spread among the villagers that Bujang Senang was seen carrying Bagan's lifeless body through the river. 5 days later, hunters discovered Bagan's body, with the giant crocodile reportedly lurking nearby, as if guarding its gruesome prize. The descriptions of Bujang Senang continued to terrify. A white-backed crocodile, over 25 feet long, with a back as wide as 45 inches, became the stuff of nightmares. The terror did not end there. On August 2, 1982, another villager named Abang fell victim to a different large crocodile while paddling his boat. The crocodile rammed into Abang's boat, causing him to fall into the water, where it grabbed him by the hand and dragged him away. Although this crocodile was believed to be distinct from Bujang Senang, the attack prompted a major effort to eliminate the threat of man-eating crocodiles in the region. A large-scale hunt was organized, involving marine police, crocodile catchers, and heavily armed teams. The operation was extensive, with teams equipped with guns, spears, mines, and grenades. During one dramatic encounter, a crocodile catcher claimed to have speared Bujang Senang. The ensuing struggle was fierce. The crocodile, exhibiting incredible strength, dragged the boat against the current and even caused it to sink at times. Despite the catcher's relentless efforts, the spear eventually dislodged, and Bujang Senang managed to escape. The hunt for Bujang Senang drew significant international attention, but ultimately failed to capture the elusive beast. The legend of the white-backed crocodile lived on, serving as a chilling reminder of the predator that prowled the remote waters of Sarawak, leaving behind a legacy of fear and death. Adding to the mythos was local folklore, which painted Bujang Senang as the reincarnation of a vengeful warrior cursed to live on as a crocodile. According to this legend, the warrior's spirit, seeking revenge against those who wronged him, had possessed the crocodile, transforming it into a relentless man-eater. This supernatural twist only deepened the terror and intrigue surrounding the crocodile, ensuring that the story of Bujang Senang would continue to haunt the collective memory of those who lived in its shadow. On November 3rd, 1982, the local community was shaken by the killing of a 15-foot crocodile in the same region that had been plagued by frequent and deadly crocodile attacks. This massive predator was suspected to be a man-eater, but the death of the crocodile was met with a mix of relief and dread. Some locals harbored a deep fear that the killing of such a significant creature might provoke a catastrophic backlash. They believed that this act of aggression could incite other crocodiles in the area to seek revenge, possibly leading to an even more alarming number of attacks on humans. The anxiety grew so intense that it was discussed in the state legislative assembly, where some predicted that the entire crocodile population in the state could turn into a vengeful force, wreaking havoc across the region. Despite the killing of this enormous 15-footer, Bujang Senang continued to elude capture. Over the following years, numerous sightings of this legendary crocodile were reported, but all efforts to capture or eliminate it proved unsuccessful. Bujang Senang's reputation as a fearsome predator persisted, and the legend surrounding the crocodile only grew more intense. The next horrifying chapter in the saga of Bujang Senang unfolded on September 27, 1984. On that fateful day, a villager named Badong was out shrimping in a remote river. While he was in his boat, an enormous crocodile suddenly rammed into it, causing the vessel to capsize. As Badong fell into the water, the monstrous creature seized him with its powerful jaws. Witnesses, paralyzed by terror, could only watch helplessly as the giant crocodile dragged Badong away. The sheer size of the beast was so intimidating that any attempt to intervene would have likely resulted in the same grim fate as Badong. In response to the attack, the villagers quickly mobilized and summoned 6 experienced hunters from the nearby longhouse. Armed with rifles and determined to rescue Badong, the hunters rushed to the scene. When they arrived, they saw the massive reptile tossing Badong's lifeless body about in the river's midstream. The hunters embarked on a relentless 6-hour pursuit of the crocodile, determined to deliver a killing blow. They refrained from firing until they were within 10 feet of the beast, carefully aiming for a critical shot. Despite their precise aim, their bullets merely caused the crocodile to flinch and did not penetrate its tough hide. The crocodile then vanished beneath the water, disappearing with Badong's body. One of the hunters, 45-year-old Alik Anak the Cop, described the crocodile as being at least 8 meters long, with a white back that was more than a meter wide. This description matched previous accounts of Bujang Senang, suggesting that the notorious crocodile was indeed responsible for the attack on Badong. Following Badong's death, the people of Batang Nupar were consumed by fear. Although Bujang Senang seemed to retreat from its killing spree for the next 5 years, the crocodile's presence was still palpable. Locals continued to report sightings of the white-backed predator, and the community lived in a state of constant anxiety, wondering when and where the next attack would occur. The next tragic incident happened on February 20, 1989, when Bang Anak Tunjing was killed by a crocodile while repairing his boat in shallow waters. Witness Pandanai, who was approximately 30 feet away, recounted the terrifying event. There was a loud splash as the large crocodile surged from the water, grabbing Bang around the waist. Pandanai, struck by shock and fear, was unable to intervene. As Bang Anak struggled to hold onto the boat while being pulled into the water, Pandanai could only watch in horror. The crocodile thrashed Bang about before dragging his lifeless body away, disappearing into the depths. This attack led to a disturbing revelation. Tua Anak, a 17-year-old resident, believed that the crocodile responsible for this recent killing was the same white-backed predator that had claimed his brother's life in 1982. This revelation suggested that Bujang Senang, or a similar monstrous crocodile, had been terrorizing the area for several years. By this time, Bujang Senang's death toll had reached 10 victims, cementing its legacy as a ruthless and elusive predator. The legend of Bujang Senang, the white-backed crocodile, became a chilling tale of terror for the locals. The crocodile's reputation as a man-eater, coupled with the persistent mythos and unresolved attacks, ensured that the name Bujang Senang would be remembered with fear and awe for generations. The story of this legendary predator serves as a haunting reminder of the power and mystery of nature's most formidable creatures. Amid the spate of terrifying crocodile attacks, an ancient legend resurfaced, weaving a dark narrative that many believed explained the monstrous violence plaguing the area. The tale, passed down through generations, spoke of a fearsome warrior named Samal Lungun, whose story had become intertwined with the relentless crocodile terrorizing the region. Over 200 years ago, Samal Lungun embarked on a brutal expedition to the Batang Lupar River with the mission of defeating his enemies. Lungun was a warrior of unparalleled skill and invincibility, his prowess in battle bolstered by a supernatural power that rendered him impervious to weapons. His enemies, desperate and knowing they could not overpower him through conventional means, sought a way to break his invincibility. In a desperate and ruthless move, Lungun's foes kidnapped his wife, aiming to coerce him into revealing the secret to his power. Upon learning of his wife's abduction, Lungun raced to her location, determined to rescue her from captivity. At the Batang Lupar River, Lungun confronted his enemies, but they cruelly impaled his wife with a javelin, taking her life before Lungun could reach her. Overwhelmed by grief and fury, Lungun engaged in a fierce battle against his adversaries. During the fight, it became apparent that Lungun's supernatural powers waned whenever he was in the water. Seizing this advantage, his enemies battled with all their might, ultimately defeating the warrior in the river. Lungun and his wife's bodies were left to sink into the depths, their tragic end seemingly sealing their fate. Yet, this was not the end of Lungun's story. Deities who had witnessed his death, moved by the warrior's unwavering spirit, chose to revive him. However, they transformed him into a colossal white crocodile, a creature of immense power and an insatiable thirst for vengeance. With his human life over and a new, monstrous form, Lungun, now Bujang Senang, embarked on an eternal quest for revenge. His mission was to hunt down those who had wronged him and their descendants, a relentless pursuit driven by a vengeful spirit that transcended his human existence. Thus, Bujang Senang was born, a warrior turned into a formidable crocodile, forever bound to the waters of Batang Lupar, seeking vengeance with an unyielding fury that would haunt the region for centuries to come.